This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute professional advice. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the speakers.
Welcome to Positively on the Spectrum, our podcast where we put a positive spin on life on the spectrum, finding your village and navigating neurodiversity. We aren't experts, but we're in it together.
We are, yeah.
Yeah.
So this week we wanted to do a little follow-on from last week. Last week it's been a little bit longer than a week or so. Life has got in the way. But yeah, did you want to have a wee follow-up? Because we chatted quite a bit about support and access to support.
Yes. So we finally found out that my son does have a specialist placement. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yay! So after what felt like forever and waiting, jumping through the hoops that they like to put out, we've got her. So all I can say is my experience was stressful, long, but totally worth it. In the end, because I got the outcome that he deserved and he needs. So just stick with it, guys, and go with your gut, and just don't give in.
Yeah, and know that there are policies and procedures in place that if you don't get the answer that you're looking for, please appeal or follow the policies and procedure as they are within your own local authority. If you truly believe that your child needs that support, you've really got that's the time that you've really got to fight, and it's tough, and it will differ in every local authority that you're in based on numbers and provisions. But if you really truly feel that way, and if you ever want any support or anything, there's lots of different groups online. So if you one of them, which is really quite positive, is ASN Reform Scotland, and there is also SEN Reform, I believe, in England. But if you have any questions, please just drop us a DM, because I do know quite a lot of people within different groups across Scotland, if you aren't in the same local authority as we are. And I can definitely put you in touch or point you in the right direction if need be, because it's really tricky, it's tough, it's hard, especially if you don't have people around you who've either done it before or know much about it, if it's all new, if this is your first child, all of those things that are factors that make things that are already stressful even more stressful.
And all I can say is start the journey as soon as you can. We were just discussing about the fact that I managed to get a placement for my son when he was 2, rather than wait until he's 3 years placement here in Scotland, due to the fact that there was concerns there and he wasn't hitting milestones, and that he was still non-verbal. So just make sure you get the right information, because there's a lot of different mixed up information out there. But I phoned the nursery direct and asked them, like my catchment area nursery, I phoned them direct, and spoke to them, and they guided me on what I needed to do to get him in. So he luckily had been there for a year, and then they could put me to the right people and do the right steps and guide me and help me with the paperwork and meetings and all that kind of stuff. So the sooner that you get the ball rolling, if you think it's something that your child needs, the better. Because if he was just starting now, which he's not long in, on his 3rd year nursery placement, we would be starting now and not finding out till next year if he'd had a specialist placement. So the sooner that you get going, the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just ask questions, ask. And if you feel like you're not getting the same answer collectively, then just pick up the phone and phone, like I did. I just grabbed the Bilby horns and phoned the nursery and went, could you tell me? And they were straight to the point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's important. That advocacy starts really, really early, and it only gets stronger and stronger as you sort of travel through your journey.
Yep. And what we've realised as well is across the board here where we are, all services are really, really struggling with staffing problems. All the services that we are trying to get are backlogged.
Yeah, and it is, unfortunately, it's having a knock-on effect that is then affecting the kids. It's affecting them in provisions. It's affecting them within their actual the support that they're receiving. I mean, I myself have sought private support um, through I've actually taken on a private speech and language therapist, which we are traveling almost an hour to once a fortnight, which is expensive. It's so far been successful and it's been great. Um, it shouldn't be the case. We should be able to be accessing the support through the NHS. We live in a country that has an incredible healthcare and welfare system, but it's struggling,
It is
and not
massively.
everybody is in a position. I mean, technically I'm not even in a position to afford it, but we're making it work because it's something that I think is beneficial to my daughter. And the school has been great in working together with the private therapist. So if that's something you can do, don't feel like you can't. I think that's all I'm trying to say, is that don't feel like you can't, and don't feel like it's gonna knock you off the NHS list or anything like that. If anything, it's additional support, and it might help you feel that a bit more in control of the situation and your journey as well.
Yeah.
So I think as well, what we were saying about, the knock-on effect is it's also happening in the specialist provisions. They're overwhelmed, incredibly overwhelmed. They are scrambling to try and open new provisions, but again, there's a lot involved. It's not about just opening doors. The class numbers are higher than they should be, so therefore the ratios are higher than they should be, which then can lead to, unfortunately, incidents happening within the classrooms and the playgrounds, and children that need more support when it comes to their behavior, unfortunately affecting children that don't need as much support when it comes to their behavior. Children mixing, and it's a it's
It's a
affecting.
recipe for disaster.
It is, yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And unfortunately, there are families out there who are dealing with it daily. And it's tough. It's really tough. I myself have just come through an experience like that, which I won't go into detail about, but it was, um, I had to make the choice to keep my child happy or safe. And that was really difficult. So I had to keep her at home with me until proper things could be put in place, which they have now. So she is back happy at school, but it was really tough. It was tough on the whole family, to the fact of, I mean, my youngest daughter, who is 4, she's fully verbal, and she had said to me that she'd had a dream about her older sister's school. And I thought to myself, gosh, the whole family is consumed by this, because we're talking about it and we're discussing it, and grandparents are involved, and because I'm seeking the support of everybody around me, including you.
Takes over. It just takes over that particular like moment in your life, and everything else has to go in the back burner because this needs all of your focus and all of your attention, and it's exhausting.
It is. And I'm not saying that every family doesn't deal with this, because they do, but when you've got a child that's very vulnerable and non-verbal, and you're playing detective and that kind of thing, and you've got to be their voice and advocate for them, it's tough. Yeah, it's really tough. But we use our voices.
Yep.
We go about things the right way. I think that's really important as well. Like, you can't, these sort of situations, you can't go in all guns blazing as much as you want to. It's
why you need to find somebody that you can vent to and get that out, and then get the rational head back on, and
the right way. The right way to get the right
outcome.
And you've also got to be understanding that the outcome may not necessarily happen instantly. It's something that may have to be a plan that's put in place, and trial and error and that kind of thing. So I think being open to that is really important as well. As much as your own child is your priority, you do have to sort of have an understanding on the way these things have to work sometimes.
Yeah, it's not
as
simple.
well.
It's not just a case of phoning up and them going, right, we'll do this. We'll, there's loads of other things going on in the background that they need to
absolutely
to put in place first.
So I mean, off the back of that, if anybody's struggling with those sort of issues, or needs support in how to approach something, please, the DMs are always open. Comments are monitored regularly, and we will endeavor to do our best to help, or find somebody that can help for you,
or just listen to you if you just need to get it off your chest, so that you can then tackle it.
We are really good at listening. Especially to each other when we need it.
Find your village.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find your village. You can find your village on Instagram, Positively on the Spectrum, and we're also on TikTok and YouTube. So yeah, we hope you guys have a good week, and hopefully the sun keeps shining for everybody, because I know it definitely makes me feel better.
Yeah. Brighter days are coming.
Absolutely.
Better days are coming.
Yeah. We'll see you soon.
Bye.